The sands of Mesopotamia whispered ancient stories. It was a land steeped in tradition, a place where gods and idols were commonplace. But one day, a new story began, a story that would change history forever. It was the story of a man named Abram, a man chosen by God for an extraordinary destiny. The book of Genesis, chapter 12, verses 1 to 3, records the divine call that echoed through Abram's life. The Lord had said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you I will curse, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." These words, charged with divine power, marked the beginning of an epic journey of faith. Abram, who would later be known as Abraham, the father of many nations, was about to embark on a path paved with uncertainty, challenge, and ultimately, extraordinary blessing. God's call to Abram was not merely a geographical relocation. It was an invitation into a covenant relationship, a promise woven with audacious threads of hope and blessing. The Lord declared that Abram would become a great nation. This was a staggering promise, considering Abram and his wife Sarai were childless at the time, yet God's word was sure. He promised to bless Abram immeasurably, making his name great. But the promise extended far beyond Abram himself. God declared, "All peoples on earth will be blessed through you." This was a universal blessing, a ripple effect of faith that would impact generations to come. The scope of God's plan was breathtaking, and at its heart stood a man named Abram, chosen to be the vessel of this extraordinary covenant. Abram's life in Ur of the Chaldeans was comfortable. He was surrounded by family and familiar customs. Ur was a bustling city, a center of trade and culture. Yet when God spoke, Abram listened. He chose to trust in the unseen rather than cling to the familiar. Hebrews 11 verse 8 tells us, "By faith Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going." This act of radical obedience reveals the depth of Abram's faith. He left behind everything he knew, stepping out into the unknown with only the promise of God as his guide. To fully appreciate the magnitude of Abram's decision, we must delve into his family history. Genesis 11, verses 27 to 31, introduces us to Terah, Abram's father. Terah had 3 sons, Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Tragically, Haran died in Ur, leaving behind his son, Lot. The scriptures tell us that Terah took his family, including Abram, Sarai, and Lot, and journeyed from Ur to Haran. It was in Haran that Terah died. This family history is significant because it reveals that Abram was not a solitary figure in his journey of faith. He was accompanied by his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot, who would play significant roles in the unfolding narrative of God's covenant. Section 5, Into the Unknown, Abraham's Journey of Faith. With the echo of God's promise resonating in his heart, Abram, at the age of 75, left Haran and ventured into the unknown. He took his wife, Sarai, his nephew, Lot, and all their possessions, embarking on a journey towards a land God promised to show him. The journey from Haran to Canaan was long and arduous. They faced scorching deserts, treacherous mountain passes, and the constant threat of bandits. Yet through it all, Abram held fast to the promise of God. He was a nomad, a wanderer, led by an unwavering faith in a God who had promised to make him into a great nation. Section 6, Encounters with Divinity. God reaffirms his covenant. As Abram journeyed through Canaan, God appeared to him on several occasions, reaffirming his covenant promises. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 7, we read, "The Lord appeared to Abram and said, 'To your offspring I will give this land.'" Abram responded by building an altar to the Lord at the place where God appeared to him. These divine encounters were pivotal moments in Abram's journey. They served as reminders of God's faithfulness and the unwavering nature of his promises. Each encounter strengthened Abram's faith, fueling his determination to follow wherever God led. Section 7. The magnitude of Abraham's obedience. Abraham's story is not just about physical journeys, but about a journey of the heart. His obedience to God's call was not a one-time event, but a continuous act of surrender. He faced moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty, yet he never wavered in his commitment to the covenant. In a world that often prioritizes self-preservation and security, Abraham's willingness to sacrifice comfort and familiarity for the sake of God's call is both inspiring and challenging. His story serves as a timeless reminder that true faith requires unwavering trust in God, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Section 8. A legacy forged in faith. Abraham's legacy extends far beyond his own lifetime. He is revered as a patriarch of faith in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. His story reminds us that God can use ordinary individuals to accomplish extraordinary things. Through Abraham's lineage, the world would witness the birth of nations, the rise of prophets, and ultimately, the arrival of Jesus Christ, the fulfillment of God's promise to bless all nations through Abraham's offspring. Abraham's story is woven into the tapestry of history, a testament to the enduring power of faith and obedience. Section 9. An invitation to journey with God. The story of Abraham is not merely an ancient narrative. It is a living invitation to embark on our own journeys of faith. God continues to call individuals, families, and communities to step out in faith, to trust in his promises, and to be vessels of his blessing in the world. As we reflect on Abraham's epic journey, may we be inspired to embrace the call of God in our own lives, knowing that he is faithful to guide, protect, and ultimately fulfill his purposes in and through us. The journey of faith may be filled with challenges, but the rewards are eternal. Let us, like Abraham, choose to walk by faith, not by sight, and leave an enduring legacy for generations to come.